Hi, everybody. My name is Chris. I am the librarian there on campus. Your professor asked me to come in today virtually and show you guys some databases and other things that can help you with an upcoming assignment. So that's what we're going to go over. It should take 35, 40 minutes just so you kind of know. And we will get started. So let me share my screen. And we will go to Google. This is how I always get to the library homepage. You can see I have a shortcut here. You guys just Google Porterville College Library. It will obviously be the top result. So let me click on that. All right, so here is the library homepage. We are now open. So we need to change all this good stuff at the top. Our hours are 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Thursday. Please come in and see us. If you do need to contact us, you can see our email is right here and our phone number. So you can get a hold of us either of those two ways. Also on the library homepage, we do have the Ask Us button, which is right over here. It typically pops out. It asks if you need any help. If so, you can click chat now. Otherwise, you can click no thanks and it won't pop out anymore. I'm actually going to log off of that real quick, just in case somebody does try to chat with us while we're doing this. All right. As we go down, we have our hours of operation over here again, along with the contact information. And if we keep going down, I want to cover the lending library very quickly. I don't know if everybody has heard of it. The lending library is something we offer, we check out textbooks for the whole semester to students. We have a ton of different textbooks for a ton of different courses. So if you are interested in getting free textbooks, it is a first come, first serve system. You want to know what we got, we click on this textbooks available button and you can see in the blue all the different classes we have. So if you're taking, say, I don't know, American Sign Language, you want to see the books we have for it. Over here on the left are all the different books that we have in the lending library for that class or those classes. Okay. Again, if we go to English, you will see English has a lot, obviously. If you come across any with blue, that means that you can access the ebook also. So we do have some of these in ebook. And you can see, again, we have a whole bunch. So please check these out, use them. We do this to save you guys money. So at the beginning of every semester, either check here or come into the library and talk to us and we can let you know what we can get you for free. The lending library also has technology. So we do have computers and hotspots and calculators and iClickers. So again, keep us in mind, we're a great way to save some money. Once you figure out the books you want, you just click on the lending library agreement, fill all this good stuff in, and make sure you put the title of the textbook. If you do want technology, you can just do laptop or hotspot. You go down, read all those, checking these off. All right. And then when you're done, sign, submit. That will put you into a virtual queue. We will then call you on the phone and let you know which items you can come and get. All right. Okay. So on to more of the library stuff. So right here in the middle of the page is all of the online library stuff that's going to be useful to you guys for today. We have our books on the left and then our databases, which we'll cover shortly on the right-hand side. The first thing we're going to talk about is the library catalog. If we click on that, you will see this is our library catalog. This is where you will get access to physical books. But actually, let me go back. Technically, all of these things that you see here, both all the databases and the ebook section, are all in our library catalog. You can do all of your searching if you want through our library catalog. It's got books, ebooks, articles, anything and everything you need. It also has open resources, which is just a different way to say stuff from the internet. Some of it is very good. Some of it is not so good, like Wikipedia. So you do need to be a little bit careful when using this also. Once you're here, you can type in your search terms right at the top, all right? So the search terms are pretty much the most overlooked aspect of research. These are the things you put into, whether it's your Google search bar, your catalog search bar, your database search bar, that bring back the results you need. They are very important. So I always recommend take a few minutes before you start your research and think of as many different ways to kind of say the same thing as possible, which sounds silly, but let me give you an example. So we're working on the American dream. Maybe you want to talk about how the American dream is over. So you could type in American dream and over, but you might also say done, finished, dead. Those all kind of mean the same thing. And each time you use one of those different words, you're going to get back different results, okay? So let me start. We're just going to go more basic. You can see right at the beginning, it drops down a whole bunch of different things. You can search everything, just articles, the catalog, or course reserves. We're going to search everything to start, because that means we're searching all of our databases, all of our ebooks, everything. All right, so you can see at the top, we get some pretty high numbers now in our results. So not Google high, we're not in the tens of millions, but 800,000 results is quite a few. So we need to limit those. And that's all over here on the left are all of our limiters, okay? Depending on what you want, there's a ton of different ways to limit. You can obviously do available online, just journals, just the free stuff, held by library, which is what we are going to check here or click here in a second. The other nice thing is you can either click over here to say, yes, this is what I want, or to remove it by clicking on the right. All right, so if I clicked on the right, it would remove all the physical items, leaving me these three things. But maybe you know your author, okay? Maybe you want to check by subject. Maybe you want to check which collection it's from. So these are all different databases. So there's a whole bunch of different ways. But like I said, you can see here, it's nice. It breaks it down at the top. This one tells you it's a book. The fact that, the fact that it says available online tells you it is an ebook. We go, let's see, do we have any physical? The way you can tell a physical book is it tells you available at Porterville College Library and then gives you this weird number. That number is what you need to write down. This is called a call number. This is what where the book actually is located. Okay, so it's kind of like the physical address of the book in the building. And if we go, let's see. Now, it doesn't look like we have any articles in this one, but if it was an article, it would say article right here instead of book. Okay. We're going to click on held by library though, because we just want to look at the physical books that we have on this topic. It looks like we brought back 230 results. And you can see this, and it highlights our search term. So in the title is the terms American and Dream. But that might not necessarily be what you're looking for. But you can see as we go a little further down, these kind of are American Dream right next to one another. So we'll click on this first guy. We're just going to click on the title. All right, we're going to click on the call number and this thing down here instead. I don't know why the title didn't work. And it brings you to this screen. So this gives you the title. Sometimes if you're lucky, it gives you a description, which is just telling you what the book covers, what it's about. You can read this description, see if you think it's going to be useful. If it is, great. If not, move on. It also gives you a whole bunch of different subject terms. And what a subject is what librarians file things under. So because there's so many different ways to say things, librarians have to pick certain terms to describe them, and they put that as a subject term. So in this case, this book talks about income distribution, the American dream, middle class, poor, economic conditions, all that stuff. So even though we searched American dream, we did not search it under subject, okay? When I click on this, what I'm telling the system is that I only want on the subject of the American dream. Let me click on that. And you can see it did a new search. It gave us 720 results, but we have to then limit by held by library. So we got to limit back to just our physical books. And you can see we went from 230 results down to 9 physical items on this topic, on this subject in the building. Sometimes we have a physical book that's also online, so it might appear that way. And you can kind of look through, see if any of these look interesting. Again, if you find one, you can click on this. We have 4 of these, that's what this means. That's why they're all in place. You would write down this number, bring it to me, and I will show you how the call number system works. It's very easy. Again, if we go down, you can see all our subjects, the description. The other really nice thing about this system is the bottom, it tells you some other books we have that are near this one on the shelf that you may find interesting. Because we shelf things by subject, sometimes the books near the book you like will be on the same topic. So you can see and you can kind of scan, see what else is out there. The other really nice thing about this is, let's say you do use this book and now you obviously need to cite it, because you always need to cite your work. We can click on citation. It's MLA. We're going to go 8th edition. So I can tell you right now, I believe we're in the 9th edition. So you'd want to double check this, but technically you can copy and paste this, double check it, and put it right into your bibliography page or reference page. Okay. So this system does it for you, which is very handy. All right. All right. So if we go back, that is a crash course very quickly in our catalog. Again, you can search all kinds of different items here. So again, if I had narrowed our search to held by library, if I want to get rid of that, I can click here and we're searching everything. So ebooks, articles, and open resources. And I'm just seeing, but it mostly right now is coming back. There's an article. So this is an article. It's telling you it has been peer reviewed right here. So that's a good thing. And that it's available online. So again, just a reminder, you can do all your searching right through here. All right. So if we go back to the Porterville College Library homepage, the next thing we're going to talk about is our ebook collection. So again, our ebooks are in here, but I always like to search everything separately. I just find it simpler. We will click right here to get to our ebooks. And once we have done that, you will see we have an EBSCO database here. The layout's always the same when it comes to EBSCO, so that's always nice. You can type your search term in. See what comes back. You can see we got 900 books on this topic. Well, on our search terms, I should say, not necessarily on this topic. You can scroll through. This one might be interesting. So once you find one you like, you can always click on the title, but I'm jumping ahead of myself. One way to bring this 900 down, really when it comes to books, ebooks, the only way to do it is to change your publication date. We click this bar and drag it. We can drag it into a more useful time. So maybe we want to do 2005 and up. You can see we got rid of 200 results that way. So that's pretty much the only way to do it. Another way you could do it is you can always add search terms up here. The more terms you put into these boxes, the fewer results you're going to get. Okay. So bear that in mind, but I'm just going to click on this guy to kind of show you how it all works. Once you click on the title, it brings you to this page. You got the description right here, just like the other one, tells you what the book is about. You can read this. Again, if you think it's good, move on. If you don't, you haven't bothered reading through the whole book. You just read this. Again, we have subjects. So again, you can search by subject. So we'll click on that, see what happens. I got a feeling it will knock down our 700 results, probably fairly significantly. Or it'll just spin and not do anything. All right, we're not going to wait for that. We're just going to move on. So let me cancel that decision. So again, just remember you can search by subject. Subjects are also another place to find keywords and search terms. So keep that in mind. All right. The one thing I love about ebooks is once you get inside one, so I always prefer PDF, but you can also just do full text. PDF is just a physical scan of the book, starting with the cover and going all the way to the last page. On the left-hand side, you got kind of different breakdowns. You can download them. If you click on stuff, it'll take you right to that page. Obviously, at the end, there's the index, so you can find, search the index for search terms and jump to those pages. Or the reason I really like ebooks is the search within function. So again, when you guys are doing research, you're going to want to kind of access the information you need as quickly as possible and then move on. And this allows you to do that. So by clicking search within, it brings up this box. We're going to do, I don't know. Maybe we're looking for information on the American dream and immigrants. You can see I typed in my search term. It came back 34 times in this book. And you can then click and it'll take you to that page. And you can see it's nice. It highlights our search term, which means we don't have to kind of scroll, read through all this to find it. You can then kind of read right around that area, see if what is there is useful. If it isn't, you can jump back over here on the left and click on the next one and do the same thing. Okay, so this is a very quick way to find the information within the book. Now, when it comes to ebooks, you cannot email yourself a whole ebook, but you can email yourself some pages. So up here, you can see all of our different options. You can click email pages, and then it'll bring this up. The first thing I'd tell you to do, make sure you send it to yourself in the proper format. So you can see here, EBSCO has moved on and is in the 9th edition of MLA. Previous thing I showed you was only 8. So again, always double check these though. Nobody guarantees these are correct. You can email yourself only up to 100 pages out of this book. You can do the current page, you can do the current page until a certain number, or you could just do a section. You put in your email, you hit send, you're going to get all of those. You can also save the pages, which is nice. If you guys choose to sign in, so up here in the corner, you can sign in. You can click sign in up here. I don't know if it's going to just let me sign in. Nope. So normally if I'm on campus, it just signs me in. I'm not going to go through all that. But if you were to sign in, it is easier to sign in with Google. And the reason I say that is you're always welcome to create an EBSCO account. And you can do that down here. But I would always recommend this because you have a Google account through campus. Your campus emails are Google. So you just can log in with your campus information and you get in. If you create this down here, you're never going to remember it. And I speak from experience. I currently have like 4 or 5 of these because you don't use them enough. Okay. And so you forget it, where you use your email all the time. So you're going to remember that. Log in. Once you are logged in, up here in this corner, we'll say sign out because you're signed in. If you want to save things then, so maybe you find a good book that you want, you don't want to have to find it again. You could click up here and add it to your folder. You notice now my folder has something in it. So this is just a really good way to save all your work. And you can do the same thing in the next database I show you, which is going to be EBSCO, but it's articles. And you can save all those things to your folder and they'll all be there as long as you sign in. So keep that in mind. All right, so if we go back, you also have all these tools on the right-hand side. So if you wanted to print or email, again, if you just, maybe you don't want to email this to yourself, you just want to cite it. Again, you can click citation. You can go down to MLA. There it is. copy, paste, double check it, and you're done. So that is our ebooks. So if we go back to the library homepage, now we're moving on to databases. So these are where all of our articles are. This is where you're going to get technically the most up-to-date information. They're producing articles all the time, where it takes a few years to get a book out. Articles come out often. So the one I'm going to show you guys today is under our EBSCO host databases. We have tons of databases on lots of different topics, okay? So you do kind of need to recognize what's what. That's what this tells you. That's, you know, just a little blurb about the database, what it covers, all that good stuff. I always recommend you start with Academic Search Complete, okay? But like I said, we have stuff on business, health, psychology, general. So we have a lot of different databases. Once you're here, this probably looks familiar. This is another EBSCO database. We will click on Choose Database to start. So this is that previous screen that had all those descriptions on it. Most of the time, you can tell what a database covers just by looking at the title. All right. If you do not know what a database is when you're on the screen, you can just put your cursor over that. It'll pop up the description and you can read it, see what it's about. I'm going to click on Master File. So this is another database that's a lot like Academic Search Complete. This one mostly does magazines, but it's a multi-purpose database. It covers everything, at least a little bit, just like Academic Search Complete. Then we can kind of look around. I'm going to do psychology also. You know, we'll do military and government for no good reason. All right, we hit OK. Now what we're doing is we have taken, I think we're at 4 databases and we're searching them all at the same time. Instead of searching, you know, Academic Search Complete and then stopping and then searching the psychology one and then stopping and then searching the other one. You know, this just does them all at once. You can type in your search term and we will see what comes back. So you can see we got 20,000 results. Now this page probably looks a lot like the ebooks again, because it's EBSCO. So the first thing we can do, scroll down. The American Dream has probably changed since 1926. So we're going to change that to something a little bit newer. We'll say 2010. We're going to update. Now you can see we cut out about half of those by doing that. But that's still a lot to search through. Honestly, a good search result number should be around, I don't know, 300 to 500. 500 might be high, so probably 300, 400 would be good. So another way to do it, you can see if we scroll down, again, just like before, we have a lot of different minimizers, limiters over here to get back less results. You can click on any of those. You can also do it by subject. You can also do it by database down here if you just wanted to narrow it completely by the different databases. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. But like I mentioned earlier, the other way to do it is if we add additional search terms. We will say, we'll add that as our other search term. You can see that helped a lot. We went to 62, okay? You can see the first 2 aren't very helpful though. So let's keep scrolling down. We'll look through. Maybe you're interested in this. Sounds good. So as we look through, the first thing you're probably noticing is we have a couple different things, okay, on the left-hand side here. So we do have reference. Think like encyclopedias, that type of stuff. That's not overly useful. But we do also have periodicals, and then we have what are called academic journals, and then we have reviews, which are book reviews. I want to talk about these two, though. Both of these are decent sources, okay, but one is better than the other. Periodicals, think magazines, okay? So things written for a general audience, things that you would probably see at your doctor's office sitting on the table or your dentist's office, things that are written for a general reading population, okay? Then you have what are called academic journals or scholarly journals, okay? These are written by researchers for researchers. These are a much better source than these, okay? The reason being is these have to be, academic journals have to, you have to be, I can't think of the term, but you can't just be published in these, okay? So if I wanted to write an article and have it published in an academic journal, I write an article and I send it in, and the journal will then send it out to 3 other experts in the field. Those people will proofread it and find and purposely look for any mistakes I've made. If I've made any mistakes, the item does not get published, okay? I then have to fix that or start over. If I'm doing scientific experiments, they will literally do the scientific experiment to see if it comes out the same way. So any small errors, I don't get published in an academic journal. That's not the case with periodicals. Periodicals mass produce words, basically. The one way you can always tell the difference if I was holding these is if it looks like it might be fun to read. If it's got pictures in color, some people might say, you know, something that like soul in it, it's probably a periodical, which means no, it's not an academic journal. Academic journals, no fun, okay? They're all words. Any pictures are going to be a graph. But there are some major positives to academic journals, okay? One being your professor will love you for using them because you don't get better information. The other, though, is, let's click on this guy so you can see it. They all, although, of course, the one I do it on, they don't put it here. So we'll go to the PDF. They should, although this one doesn't, so I don't know, they're going to make a liar out of me, I guess. They should all have an abstract. Let me go down one to another one. We're going to just search academic journals real quick. Oh, this is killing me. Okay, you can tell I practiced this beforehand. Give me 1 second. Do a different search term and see if we get a better result. There we go. If we click on it, academic journals should all have an abstract. Why that other one didn't, I do not know. But an abstract is just like a description. It's going to tell you a little bit about the article, okay? If you read this and you don't think it's useful, you haven't bothered reading the whole article. Now, let me give you some other tips. Right up here, your pages, okay? This guy right here tells you how many pages the article is. This is 21 pages. So that's one of the first kind of negatives of academic journals is they're going to be longer. Most magazine articles, periodical articles might be 3 or 4 pages with pictures. So there's not a ton of information there. These are full of information. So they are going to be longer. The other thing, because they're written for researchers by researchers, their language is more intense than what is written for the general public, okay? Therefore, it's going to take you longer to read them, not only because they're longer, but because they're going to be full of words you probably don't understand, which is completely normal. So it's just going to take you a while to get through it. So please remember that. If you find one that you like, on the right, you can email yourself full articles, okay? Again, you can switch it to the 9th edition, email it to yourself, double check it, you're good to go. You will get the whole PDF and the citation sent to you that way, all right? Maybe you just want to cite it, that's fine. Here's one of the interesting things when it comes to databases, though, at least with EBSCO. This URL up here changes, okay? Therefore, if you want to make a copy, think, okay, I like this article, I'm just going to make an email, send it to myself with the URL in it, and I will check it later. When you copy and paste this URL and put it in your email and send it to yourself later, when you click on it, it's not going to work, okay, because it changed. What you need to send yourself is the permalink right here. All right, you do that, you click copy, you put it in your email, and it is going to bring you right back to this page. So make sure you use the permalink one, not up here. All right. Again, we got lots of different subject terms. We'll click on the PDF, because here's the best thing about, I know I've spoken very poorly of academic journals. The best thing about them is right here, the references. The thing that makes them academic is they have to cite all their work, okay? So if you really like this article, there's a very good chance you are going to like some of the articles they used to write it. So now you're not dealing with coming and combing through all of the articles that come back in that database, right? That we got the 5,000 or whatever it is. You can now copy and paste these into that database and see if we have them. It's a big time saver. So keep that in mind. Again, though, your professor also loves these because they don't get any better source-wise than these. But again, bear in mind, we go back. This was 21 pages. And if we look at a periodical, that one's 1 page. 1 page, you know? So these are more tempting to use because you'll get through them quicker, but your paper won't be as good. So keep that in mind. Also, while I'm thinking about it, let's pretend I had signed in like we discussed under the ebooks. If I really like this article and that article, and I click on those little folders, again, it puts them in my folder. I sign out when I get home. I log back in, I click on folder. There are my items. And if I had done it with the ebooks, I could go to and click on ebook, and my ebook would be right here also. It isn't because I wasn't signed in. But again, you can save all your EBSCO work into that folder. So again, it's a great way to save time. All right. So the last database I want to show you guys today is not an EBSCO one. So let me go back to the library homepage. It is Gale. All right. And that you can find under our Gale databases. Now, the Gale databases are really nice. Also, the one I'm going to show you is called Opposing Viewpoints. So what this is basically a hot topic database. So items that you kind of hear people arguing about or debating about often are going to be in this database. You can do your search right here. You can type in anything you want. You'll probably get something back. I always recommend those scrolling down so you can see Facebook. These are all the different topics they cover, okay? And I would tell you to click on browse all issues. There's only 400 of them. They're in alphabetical order. So it doesn't take you very long if you know what you're looking for. So we're looking for the American Dream. We come down here. There it is. We click on it. We now have all their stuff they have on the American Dream. With Gale, their layout is very nice. It's simple to use. At the very top, it tells you right at the top, academic journals. We just discussed, so there's 17. They got statistics. Professors love statistics. But you can cite videos. You can watch a video and get a quote out of that and cite it. They have audio, websites, all kinds of good stuff. Newspapers. But what's really nice is, unlike EBSCO, where everything was kind of mushed together and kind of had to look to see if it was a periodical or an academic journal, whatever it might have been, here they put them into these lovely little squares that tell you. So you want academic journals? They're all right here. Here's a handful, but if you want to see all 17, you click there. The big thing for this one is the featured viewpoints, okay? So these are different opinions and thoughts and arguments on a topic. Okay, so it's pretty much, to me, a pro-con database. So if you're writing an argumentative paper, whatever side you're taking, this is a great source, or if you're doing an argumentative speech. So again, oh, what's the big problem with the American dream? You click on it, it tells you right here, it's from the Washington Post, so it's a newspaper. You can read it, but maybe you're looking for a certain term. You can hit Control F and say, it's over. Let's see if over is in here. Well, it's in here 9 times. Well, that's time it's in a word, but there it is, over again. So you can kind of see it's a quick way to search for information, search for your search terms within the article. If you do like the article, if you log in up here, it's great. Log in up here. Again, you can do it with Google. I might log me in, it might not. Let's find out. Yep, it logged me in. So there I am. So if I like this article, I can email it to myself. If you want to cite it, you can click there. Make sure you pick what you need, 9th edition. If we go down though, I like this article. If anybody uses Google Drive, because I'm signed in, I just sent that to my Google Drive. If I'm signed in and I like something, let's say I like this, and I go, wow, that's really good stuff. I can highlight it. I can make notes. And I can email that to myself, or I can send it again to my Gmail level or Gmail account. So these are nice because they allow you to highlight things. You can highlight it in different colors. So maybe you're highlighting stuff more for your intro or your conclusion. Does all kinds of good stuff. Also, if we go back, you will see these little squares right here. These are indications of kind of the reading level. It goes up to a 5. So you can see, 5's kind of the content level. This one's a 4. Give you an idea of that. They have more viewpoints here. Primary sources, like I said, reference. You go all the way down. Again, those statistics, they do have websites also. I don't know if you're allowed to use websites. But if you are, I would tell you to come here and maybe use one of these, because these have been vetted by this company. They're not just some random thing you found on Google. So this looks a little better also. All right. Okay. So that is everything I have. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask them now. Otherwise, if you don't, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you need any help, please contact us at the library.
Thank you, Chris. I just wanted to take a minute to say, yes, you can use websites, but they have to be reputable. So that's great that Chris showed you that. So you don't have to vet those websites. You can use them. And my favorite part of the library databases that Chris showed you over and over is that you can use the citations for your essay, for the works cited page, which is a pain. It's a pain to create those citations. So it's nice that the library resources have them done for you. All right, I'm going to stop the recording now so that you can ask questions.